respected principals, faculty members, parents, and my dear students. My greetings to each one of you who have gathered here to celebrate the 75th Independence Day of our beloved nation. Please accept my warm felicitations on this momentous occasion and my sincere thanks for giving me an opportunity to be amongst you all today, albeit virtually. On this day, a new chapter started for our great nation and a bright new star was born in the East. As Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Prime Minister, said on the eve of India's independence, and I quote, "A new star rises, the star of freedom in the East. A new hope comes into being. A vision long cherished materializes. May the star never set and that hope never be betrayed." The date 15th August 1947 holds great significance in the heart of every Indian citizen as India attained freedom from the British rule after countless struggles, priceless sacrifices, and daring efforts of our forefathers. Let us not forget that the freedom we enjoy today has been earned by the supreme sacrifice of millions of our countrymen. This day awakens a feeling of patriotism within every citizen of India. It makes the young children of today, like you, closely understand the struggles of their forefathers and acquaints them with the freedom fighters of India. It unites our citizens and makes them feel that we are one nation with so many different languages, religions, and cultural values. While India found itself independent from the British colonial rule in 1947, it was still to find independence from social, economic, and political problems that hindered its growth story. Widespread poverty, illiteracy, ruptures in society based on region, religion, language, and gender were serious challenges. Added to this was the hostile neighborhood in the form of newly found Pakistan. It is only the vision and strong will of our forefathers who were determined to build and strengthen the constitutional principles of secularism and federalism as the foundational keystones of Indian democracy, which propelled us on the path of rapid progress. You will appreciate that this places a huge responsibility on our shoulders. Today, we are the world's largest democracy, a vibrant and progressive country, and a responsible nuclear power. Today is a day to remind us to not only be patriots, but also responsible citizens. Citizens who remember their basic responsibilities towards the nation and not just their fundamental rights. In the words of a soldier, I urge you all present here to be citizens worth dying for. Children, let me remind you that we can all contribute in our own way towards nation building. You must always be passionate, truthful, and courageous, no matter what profession you pursue. The former president of the US, John F. Kennedy, once said, and I quote, "Ask not what the country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country," unquote. This should always be the guiding light for you in your professional advances. At this stage, I would also like to suggest that if you have the spirit of adventure in your hearts, if you would like to serve your country with pride on India's land, seas, or in the air, then a career in the armed forces may be most suitable for you. Since independence, the armed forces of India have played a crucial role in cementing the diverse nature of our country and strengthening the national fiber. Whether it was the external aggression by Pakistan in 1947, 1965, 1971, Kargil conflict, or attack on the nation's sovereignty by China in 1962, and the recent Doklam crisis, natural calamities like tsunami, cyclone Taute, earthquakes, or the current COVID-19 pandemic, the armed forces have always risen to the occasion and provided a befitting reply to the adversary and requisite support to other services, civil and government organizations. I therefore urge you all, my dear young friends, to take a moment to salute the valor, bravery, and selflessness of all our armed forces personnel who are deployed on the borders, at sea or in the air to protect this very freedom of ours. On this day, let us offer our good wishes and prayers in their support. Children, this year Independence Day is also special as the momentous occasion of 75 years of independence of our nation is coinciding with the great act of bravery and courage shown by our armed forces personnel during the 1971 war, attaining a decisive victory against Pakistan and liberating Bangladesh. A year-long Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is being celebrated nationwide to commemorate the Golden Jubilee of the 1971 war victory. My dear students, I will now take this opportunity to share some thoughts and life's lessons with you. Two of these in particular have shaped my life, and I hope that they will be helpful to you as well. I will talk about dreams and habits. In President Abdul Kalam's words, dreams are not those which come while we are sleeping, but dreams are those which don't let you sleep before fulfilling them. Unquote. My young friends, each one of you should focus on a dream or have a vision and put your heart and soul to achieve it. After all, if Gandhiji had not dreamt of a free India, our world would have been very different today. Coming to habits, the word habit is a small yet very powerful word. My dear children, remember that a habit once formed will stay with us for eternity. Healthy living is one of the most important habits that we should embrace, the habit to stay fit. In a world that is getting faster and more chaotic by the day, it is very important that we inculcate healthy food habits. We need to take out time from our many gadgets and get out into the fresh air to play and exercise. The time for developing such things as a habit is now. Schools are the cradles of education, and it is natural that many of our habits are formed here. Wearing smart uniforms, being punctual, planning and completing work on time, maintaining good hygiene, and abiding by the rules are some lessons through your years in school which should become habits. To conclude, children, I would like to re-emphasize that you have a great responsibility on your shoulders, which is to be good human beings and responsible citizens. I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. My gratitude and sincere compliments to the organizers and support staff for conducting this event and providing me an opportunity to share some ideas with all of you on this solemn occasion. Thank you, dear principals, faculty members, and parents for your patient hearing. My sincere thanks are also due to dear Peter D'Souza for the meticulous and seamless coordination of this event. Thank you very much. Jai Hind and Shah No Varuna.